Yo, well, that's life, what's going on, and today we're going to be reacting to the Dele Alli interview. I've heard a lot of stuff about it. It's all over my For You page, it's all over my Instagram, it's all over my Snapchat, and it's currently what's trending. And it's not just because Dele Alli's a big name, it's because his story is so traumatic. So today, I'm going to react to it. We're still going to see what this interview is about, because everyone's talking about the Dele Alli interview, and without me watching it, I haven't got an opinion. So never comment on something you don't have an opinion on. That goes with life as well. You know, your friends saying a rumour about someone else, little rumour, but you haven't heard it. Ask them first. You know what I'm saying? Find out the facts. So today we're gonna go find out the facts about the Dele Alli interview. And apparently Gary Neville started crying. So apparently it's very emotional. I sound like that kid. Apparently this is my first time on TV.
And apparently, I've never been on live television before.
Why?
Because apparently you're spinning around, and apparently every time you get dizzy.
Hey, anyway, boys, let's get into the video. I want to see Dele Alli. And I hope he's alright, man. I hope he's alright. But let's go.
Every day. And I was winning the fight. You know, going into training, smiling, showing that I was happy. But inside, I was definitely, losing the battle. And it was time for me to change it, because when I got injured and he told me I needed surgery, I could feel the feelings I had when the cycle begins, and I didn't want it to happen anymore. So I went there for 6 weeks, and Everton were amazing about it.
You can see the Everton curtains over there. Everton are amazing. Thank you, Dele Alli. Can we just rewind that? You said Everton are amazing. Other Liverpool fans, you hearing that? You said Everton are amazing? Wait, what?
There for 6 weeks. And Everton were amazing about it.
My fucking club. My club. You lot can say whatever you want. Yeah, we nearly got relegated. Yeah, we are a shit club. We do this bad, we do this bad. We don't make the right signings. We're not a great team. We're not great financially. We might be getting relegated next season. You can say all this stuff about Everton, but at the end of the day, you can't tell us we don't have passion. You can't tell us we don't care about our players. Because we do, fam. We do. And Dele Alli is a walking example of this. We do. And the passion we had that we stayed up last season, the love we had for the game, that's why we stayed up. We didn't stay up because of how many goals we scored. We stayed up for how we got those goals, how we scored, how we got them in, the mentality to get them in. Anyone can score a goal, but the team needs to come together and score. That's the thing.
And they supported me 100%, and
exactly.
I'll be grateful for them forever. I think whatever happens in the future,
As a Blue, I love Dele Alli,
to be so open and honest and understanding. I think I couldn't have asked for anything more in that time when, I was probably making the biggest decision of my life. I let go of some things and some bad feelings I was holding, and that would slow me down and hold me back. So, yeah, it was. That's where I've been.
He's brave, man. Now he's brave. You can say what you want. He hasn't had a great season. He hasn't had this. He hasn't been himself for a long time. But he's brave, man. Coming on live TV and talking about your mental health. It's brave, man. It's so brave, and it shows a real character. You always ask what masculinity is. True masculinity. What is it? Maybe it's Andrew Tate. Maybe it's being a Sigma. Maybe it's talking to a girl a certain way. Or maybe it's opening up about your feelings. Because a lot of men don't do this. I think in our generation, we need to realise that men don't do this. We just bottle it up.
2015-16, and then watching you in the World Cup in 18, one of the greatest young English talents that I've seen in a long time. What was the point where you started to feel that it wasn't right?
It's hard to pinpoint one exact moment. I mean, there was probably the saddest moment for me was when Mourinho was manager. I think I was 24. And I remember there was one session, like one morning I woke up, I had to go train, and this is when he'd stopped playing me. And I was in a bad place, and I remember just looking in the mirror. I mean, it sounds dramatic, but I was literally staring in the mirror. And I was asking if I could retire now. At 24, doing the thing I love. For me, that was heartbreaking.
24. Ronaldo's like, how old's Ronaldo? 37, 38, and he still hasn't retired. Dele Alli wanted to retire at 24. What the fuck? Do you know what it is, boys? That just shows how broken he was. Football was his dream, like the love of his life. His whole life was based around football, and that's what he loved to do. That's why he played. So to want to retire at 24, that's crazy. I can't even get over that fucking fact. 24. That's so that's your prime. That's your prime.
Doing the thing I
Literally.
love done, that gave me something extra to hold on to, and another reason why I need to stop. So I want to make it clear that I don't blame anyone for the way I feel. It's always been me against myself in everything. I think I've always been my own hero and my own biggest enemy. So it's getting to a time when I need to be more vulnerable, let people understand me. Because a lot of problems have come from me not opening up, not allowing people to come in. But that was how I felt safe. I think if you knew about my life, you would understand that a little bit more.
The pain he's gone through and the pain he's still could be going through is unimaginable to any other human, fam. Like, you don't even realise it. Like, before this interview dropped, before this interview was live, recorded, dropped, uploaded, whatever, posted, no one actually knew this. Only he knew. So, before this, before you watched it on TikTok or YouTube or wherever you watched it, before you watched it, no one knew. No one knew. Everyone just thought, good player gone bad. Everyone just thought that. Like, the amount of comments, Instagram memes I saw of Dele Alli was crazy. And I just saw comments like wasted potential, could have been so good, young kid who wrecked it all. Like, all this shit, fam. But you don't actually realise what he was going through. And that's what's so deep. Like, he was going through so much. He wasn't getting played. He's had all this family shit hanging over his head. He's been in rehab. He's trying to get help. And you lot are saying wasted potential. Come on now. Wasted potential, fam.
That can give you kind of a brief understanding. So, at 6, I was molested by...
Will scar you for life. That will scar you. That upbringing, that childhood experience will scar you for life.
He was at the house a lot. So my mum was an alcoholic. And then...
Look at Neville, man. He's one of us. He's one of the Blues. He was an Everton player. And he still is a proud Everton player. I ain't...
Give you kind of a brief understanding. So...
I'm straight.
At 6, I was molested by my mum's friend who was at the house a lot. So my mum was an alcoholic. And then...
Respect to Neville, man. I respect Gary Neville so much. It's hard for us. So imagine how hard it is for him. It's hard for us right now just watching it. He's been through it. Why is he...
7, I started smoking.
7. Smoking at 7, man.
8, I started dealing drugs.
Selling drugs.
Oh my god.
Selling drugs, yeah. An older person told me that they wouldn't stop a kid on a bike, so I'd ride around with my football, and then underneath I'd have the drugs. And
Oh my
yeah.
fuck.
And so that was 8. 11, I was hung off a bridge.
By who?
What?
A guy from the next estate, a man. And then, yeah, 12, I was adopted, so. And from then, it was like, I was adopted by an amazing family, like I said. I couldn't have asked for better people to do what they'd done for me. I mean, I don't if God created people, it was them. You know, they were amazing, and they've helped me a lot. And that was another thing, you know. When I started living with them, it was hard for me to really open up to them because it was easy. I felt within myself, you know, it was easy for them to get rid of me again. So yeah, I tried to be the best kid I could be for them. Yeah, I stayed with them from 12 and then started playing first team professionally at 16. And then it all sort of took off from there.
Caged for
Years.
15, 20 years.
20 years, man. Wait, 20 years he's never spoke about anything that's happened. 20 years? Is that a decade? How long is a decade, man? There's no way that's a whole decade. How long is a decade? A decade's 10 years. Dele Alli has kept all of this trauma, pain, sadness inside of him for 2 full decades. 20 years, man.
You said you'd been taken to Africa to learn discipline. What does that mean?
So my mum, because I weren't a good kid. They taught me in Rio. I'm not allowed to say that, but I got in trouble a lot, you know, with the police, but I had no rules. I grew up without any rules. Like I said, my mum she drank a lot, and I don't blame her at all for what happened. I think going to this place really helped me understand her and the things she was going through and what she had to deal with, and it was all she knew. She weren't
You
doing
mean you
all
going
that.
into rehab now
Helps me understand
has helped you
her.
understand your mum's
Yeah,
situation?
because it was all she knew. She, like, even when she let me go and I got adopted, she knew and I knew that it was what was needed to even have a chance of living the life I wanted to live and being successful, and because it was only going one way if I stayed there. My blood dad lived in Africa, and then I got sent to him.
What, in your house?
Just in the house, yeah. Like, it was definitely like the drugs part. But yeah, so there was that. And then it was just a big culture change, and I didn't want to be there, so
But I can't watch a full 45 minutes. Please, I'm sorry, I can't watch 45 minutes of this. I can't. This goes well. And Dele Alli, you're always a blue, my friend. You're always a blue. I got Everton Cannons over there, and you'll always be my favourite blue. You will. So, boys, that's the end of the video. I hope you did take the message. I'm not going to say enjoy it because I didn't enjoy it. I hope you did take the message in, and I hope you did realise his story and where he's coming from, and all the pain and the social media and hate, upbringing, drugs. I hope you all realise what this is. But thank you, boys. Subscribe, like, comment if you want to see more sad videos. I'll see you in a minute, boys. Play the intro. Play the outro. Play the outro.
Thoughts that control me until something bad left me so